Hello people, welcome to my new video. This element is philosophy. The previous one was electromagnetic frequency. This is philosophy. I'm sure some of you are going to ask how the philosophy is going to help the body to heal or preventing a disease like a cancer or anything like that, or mental illness or mental weakness. Definitely it does, and it has been proved. And evidence of that is a psychologist who used one element to heal many mental illness or mental diseases. And she did a seminar, and which is opposite of this. So in this case, philosophy is going to heal the organs in the body. In her case was opposite of that, but because both the body affects the mind and the mind affects the body, that is a good example, because he used nutrition, and uh, the result was amazing, because the speed of the healing, it was much faster than not using any other elements. For example, in cases which it was only psychology, the speed of the healing, it was very slow or no success at all. So she had to forward it or send that patient to a psychiatrist. Obviously, that person goes under the medication, and so uh, after all, it's going to end up with a lot of side effects, either minor or severe side effect. So this is the reason philosophy is related to any organs in the body. So you may ask, why philosophy and not psychology? Because philosophy is much more experienced, because it's 3,000 years old, especially the Eastern philosophy. Western one is newer, like 1,500 years old or such. Example would be Plato. The Eastern philosopher is Zoroaster, which is belongs to 3,000 years ago. So uh, basically in philosophy there is more experience, because it was theory before, and the theory, they put it in action, and whatever theory didn't work, they eliminated, and whatever theory worked became a fact, and they kept using it for 3,000 years, therefore became successful. And but psychology is few hundred years old, and because their backup is psychiatry, they didn't even bother to go after the reason of those theory, why it's not working, or maybe it's wrong. So they just thought, okay, we got the backup, so whatever theory works on some patient, we just continue doing it. And whichever is not working, those theory, we just send it to a psychiatrist. This has been going on decades after decades and decades. And of course, it causes many severe side effects or minor side effect. Even the minor side effect in the long run became severe side effect. So now you know the difference between philosophy and psychology. And Zoroaster, for example, the foundation of his fact was good thought, good speech, and good deed or good act. Good thinking, it means you do something positive about environment, about feeling other people better, putting yourself in other people's shoes or other people animal or other people plants. Automatically you do something good. And when you speak good, when you use good words, automatically you get the good reflection from people. And sharing information, like a good speech, it means I learned something, I want to teach it to you. Like a teaching is a good speech, is also act too, but is speaking, or I mean speaking good, that is a good speech in Zoroaster philosophy. And another thing about Zoroaster philosophy is like all of this has to be together and aligned with each other. It means otherwise it's not going to work. It means good thought, good speech, and good act has to be aligned together if I'm going to whatever my subject is. Could be medicine, could be auto mechanic, could be uh, professional athlete, and such and such. So I cannot say, okay, I do good thought here, but I do a bad action, then it's okay, and I do a good action somewhere else. No, it always has to be aligned with each other. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So, and some person may ask, how about bad thought, bad action, and bad speech? Obviously, bad thought means it comes from bad point of views or poisonous point of views, like jealousy, selfishness, greed, and those were example. When a person's point of view is jealousy, automatically his speech and his action will be bad too. Uh, Even somebody has a bad thought and good action, in the long run is going to relate to each other and becomes bad. So if people are going to manipulate it, doesn't work in the in history. So history proved that philosophy of Zoroaster worked. How? Cyrus the Great was the student of Zoroaster, who wrote the International Constitution, human right, which is based on human right and environmental right as well, like anti-slavery, equality between man and woman, and respecting others' opinion and not enforcing your opinion to anybody. Uh, Righteousness means if somebody lie, that is absolutely against Cyrus' constitution or Zoroaster philosophy, because automatically will be from the bad thought, bad speech, and bad act. So righteousness is also a part of it. So that's why philosophy passed all of those tests. So Cyrus put that in action, because first he wrote it on a clay. If would be now, we would say, okay, that is just a clay with some carving on it, is meaningless. Everybody can do that, or everybody can come with this theory. It was a theory. But when he, in action, removed the slavery by fighting in the front line, back then it was sword, and all those who refused to release their slave, he fought with them and defeated them. So it, and he kept the peace for centuries because he passed it through his the next generation and became a constitution. So that means that theory turned to a fact. So the philosophy is based on facts. Uh, I personally, I'm not a philosopher. I'm in a student level, but I practice a lot from my teacher who teaches philosophy. So that is my understanding and how I use it for patients. The next question is, how do I use philosophy in this case, which is healing and prevention? So we know now that mind affects the body. So we are going to work on point of views in order to not harm the body. Imagine somebody is jealous. That's the foundation, is like a poisonous foundation in the point of view, because that affects everything in his life, for work, for in a family, and in sport, in art, and everything. It even affects the subject of the painting that artist is gonna do. So that means philosophy is a foundation of art too. could be could be theater, could be painting, could be sculpture, and everything. So basically, philosophy is foundation of everything in the life, in every knowledge or everything. All the medical doctors, since the subject is about healing and the prevention, all of the doctors or all the healers, they need to know philosophy in order to diagnose the disease properly, then healing it properly. There is an example about a cancer cell. If I ignore why the cancer occur, obviously I'm going to fight with it. So because I'm fighting with the cancer cells, I don't go after the reason. So the reason remains there. This is the reason philosophy is important. Those physicians who are philosophers, they do not fight with the cancer cells. Okay? They go after the reason, they reverse the reason of it. Like if a person who is a smoker, who eats junk food, who is jealous, who is this, who uh, has a phone beside his ear all the time, getting EMF, and he's not discharging the EMF. So they go after that. Then even they do the surgery to remove the tumor, that cancer doesn't come back because that intelligent physician who knows philosophy, he went after the reasons. Okay? That's the important part. That's how philosophy affects the medicine. I've seen it in hospital many times after a surgery, severe surgery, which it was a broken jaw and scalp and such. Uh, 18 hours that patient did not have any food and the body has been through the storm, surgery, losing blood, uh, emotionally hurt and such, they brought cheapest ice cream to that patient. What that mean? That means the director of that hospital has no idea about philosophy. No idea. Because if he wouldn't give an ice cream to a patient who have been through so much pain and so much hard time. So this is the reason philosophy has a big coverage. And one goes to internal medicine. Philosophy is not just you read a book and you put aside and you read another philosophy or another psychology. No, it doesn't work that way. Many people study the philosophy, but in action they do opposite of it or none at all. So philosophy has homework too, just like swimming, just like martial art. You need to practice it. If you don't practice it, you are not going to learn it at all. You haven't got it because you didn't do the practice. That philosophy to you is going to be just a theory. And if somebody asks you, okay, what's the difference between the philosophy and psychology, you're going to say, I have no idea. Both look same, but it's not. Because you haven't practiced it. You haven't practiced that homework in philosophy. So what kind of practice, for example? One item of it, I'm just going to bring it up as an example. I give a homework to a student or a patient, go swim in this canal, just cross it and come back. The total will be about 50 or 100 meter, okay? 100 meter. Do your best as fast as you can. I'm going to write down your time. After a week teaching him how to swim efficiently and intelligently, his swimming obviously will be better, spending less energy and swimming faster. And of course, he's going to enjoy the swimming more. Then after a week, I say, okay, this is the same spot. You do another 100 meter as fast as you can. I write this time again. Then you say, look, you did 5 seconds faster. Are you happy about it or not? He says, of course I'm happy. I enjoy the swimming more and I got better and such. Then I take him to a competition. And I know after a month practice, he's not going to get any first place because so many people are practicing for years. And I know he's going to get none at all or maybe third place. So after he lose a competition or something like that, or third place, I say, okay, you didn't get the first place. You're not upset about it? Most likely, or in my experience, all of them said, no, we are not upset about it. In fact, we are happy about it because my time is a lot better than a week ago. So this is how affects the philosophy. The philosophy affects everything. That was just an example. Even if he gets injured in the competition, he's not going to be upset, says, okay, because he's a deep thinker now instead of surface thinking. He says, okay, I injured my shoulder because I competing with another person. Now I'm going to wait until this shoulder gets healed. May take a month or a year or such. Then I'm going to compete again. But if he's a jealous person, he's going to ignore that injury and push it or inject something or does a doping or takes a protein shake or something like that and continues the competition regardless of the injury. Therefore, the situation gets worse mentally and physically. I hope I explain it properly. And if is any question, please let me know, and I'll be happy to answer any question shortly. Oh, before I finish this, philosophy, how it affects the art. So when somebody practices philosophy, they will be a deep thinker. Imagine I was going to wear something for today. I didn't have to go through the closet over and over and thinking, oh my God, this is going to be matched with this or not. How about the shoes? How about the sock? How about that? It took me a few minutes to match this and come back here in front of the camera, in front of maybe 1 million people, hopefully. So my shoes is yellow, my pants is brown, and my shirt is kind of reddish stripe, and my sock is beige. Yeah, because number one, I did it for myself, so I look better, I will be happier. If I wear nice, I give a good impression to people, people smile at me. I enjoy that. And if I wanted to know uh, the colors, how the color work together, I need to study colors, paints, how to mix the paints or the colors in order to develop a new color. I studied that and I practiced it, not just to study. I got the paint, yellow paint, and the black paint. I mixed it together, became brown. Okay, now I know because I practiced it how to make it brown. That means if I wear a yellow with brown is going to match, which I did it just like that. So I'm not afraid of wearing a yellow shoes with the brown pants because I know deep down works and it works very well. Or how to make the green color, which you see it in the nature. Yellow with blue, you mix it together, becomes green. As simple as that. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Red color and black will be brown. I apologize about the mistake. So the point is this, how philosophy help you to develop yourself, to improve yourself in art or whatever you have passion about it. So that was another example. Thank you very much for your valuable time. And if you subscribe, like, and distribute it to your friends, definitely will help me and the society to make a better environment, to make a better society.